The Jeolla-do region is famous for its rich and diverse cuisine, not only among locals, but the region is also gaining more and more attention from overseas with a growing interest in traditional Korean foods. Today, we go over to Sydney, Australia, where a special event took place, taking visitors on a culinary journey to Jeolla-do. For more, we now connect to today's K-Correspondent, Kellie Goggins, Marketing Manager of the Korea Tourism Organization Sydney office. Hello, Kellie.
Hi, Kellie.
Hello, how are you?
Great, and thank you for joining us on the program, Kellie. So let's start off with a brief introduction of yourself in connection with Korean food and tourism. And which event are we talking about today?
Oh yeah, so as you politely mentioned already, I'm the marketing manager at the Korea Tourism Organization here in Sydney. So we primarily, or our role here is to promote Korea as a travel destination to the Oceania region, so that being Australia and New Zealand primarily. So whether that be through culture, food, nature, or sort of interesting travel experiences. That's our role here. So yeah, the event that we're talking about today is the Taste of Jeolla, which was a night that we hosted in collaboration with the Korean Cultural Centre, or KCC, here in Sydney. And it was a night designed to showcase the flavours and the culinary expertise and richness of Korea's Jeolla region.
Wow. Okay, so let's delve deeper into this event. Please tell us about some of the things that were offered at the event.
Oh yeah, so it was actually over 2 nights. So it was over Thursday and a Friday. So for the 2 events, we had different attendees. So for the first night, we had, it was for travel professionals. So primarily travel agents as well as tour operators, so the ones that actually sell products to Korea. And the next one, or the next day, was for the general public. So yeah, it was similar format for both nights. We had a presentation where I went through the experience that I had on a trip to Korea and through the Jeolla region recently. And then we had a sit-down sort of discussion. It was sort of a talk panel that we had with Korean Australian chef Heather Jong, as well as Mr. Sun Min Yoon the director from the KCC, where we sort of got to discuss more in detail, like the Jeolla region, and get also some questions from the crowd. So it was a very interactive part of the evening. And then we also had Heather Jong, who took us through a cooking demonstration. So she actually showed us how to cook some, sort of Jeolla flavors. We had yukjeon, as well as some sambap. And then we had tastings of the event, or what she cooked as well. So we had moju as well, which is a pretty interesting experience because, you can't actually buy moju here in Australia. So that was pretty special.
Well, I especially like the tasting part of the event. But Kellie, Korea
It was the best part, yes.
I can imagine. Now, Korea is home to many different regional cuisines. So was there a particular reason for why you chose the flavors and culture of the Jeolla region as your theme?
Yeah, so I recently took a trip to Korea where I went through the Jeolla region. So it was on a trip that we call a familiarization trip. So we actually took some tour operators to Korea to experience it in order for them to expand their products to Korea, to inspire them to make products and sell them back here in Australia. So yeah, we actually went to Seoul, we went to Jeonju, Suncheon, and Yosu. So through this experience, we had some amazing experiences with food. One of the standout experiences was a cooking demonstration in the Baekhyangsa temple with monk Chong-kwan. And yeah, she took us through the fermented sauces and temple food cooking, and throughout the Jeolla region, it was a lot to do with the history of the food, like hanjeongshik, and then we had bibimbap. So because it felt like a perfect region to really showcase the authentic and sort of history behind food. And yeah, it was such a powerful way, I think, to connect to the place and to introduce Australians to this. I thought Jeolla was a great, was a great way to introduce people. So.
Wow, okay. Hearing those, Jeolla foods like bibimbap, it's making me a little bit hungry now. But we're going to continue talking about Jeolla region cuisines and food. They're especially famous for its kimchi, 젓갈, which is also salted fermented seafood, as you mentioned. Also, there's gochujang, which is chili paste, and doenjang, which is soybean paste as well. How has the response by the visitors there been with these Korean tastes?
Yeah, so all of the attendees thought the food was absolutely delicious. So that was amazing. There were, of course, some very unfamiliar tastes, especially when it came to, some of the different things like the fermented sauces, or, we even had like cut kimchi, which is quite a strong taste for a lot of Australian palates as well. But yeah, the people that attended, they were generally surprised at how balanced it and how flavorful that everything was, which was great. And that really, I guess, was a testament as well to Heather Jong, who was our chef. She even let us know on that night as well that she's been to Jeolla a number of times, and she's actually had an experience with learning about temple food and Jeolla cuisine from a monk in that region. So she was the perfect person to really create that taste. And yeah, Mr. Yoon from the Korean Cultural Center and Heather Jong, they both spoke to, how important that doenjang was in Korean food as well, which really made people sort of ask at the end of the night as well, like what ingredients do I need in order to make these, and whereabouts can I buy them here in Sydney? So yeah, that really sort of showed how connected they were with the experience and how interested they were to really try it at home and to learn more.
Mm-hmm. So Kelly, is it actually easy to purchase those ingredients in Sydney?
Some of them, yeah. So we have quite a few Korean marts here, which is great. And Heather Jong, she knows all of them here. So she gave her recommendations with which ones are the best stocked as well. The only thing is that, we had to, because we had moju as, the tasting, as I said, but because you can't actually buy moju here, she was really nice in saying, hey, these are the ingredients that you need to make moju. You can buy makgeolli here and you can boil it down and add these spices in order to try it at home. So yeah, Heather Jong was just perfect for the event and was the expert with where to buy all of the things here in Sydney.
Okay, so the visitors even got some great recommendations on how to make those foods and drinks by themselves. But now let's talk a little bit about the travel part. The Jeolla region, which is made up of Jeollanam-do province and Jeollabuk-do province, is not only famous for its cuisine, but also it is a very famous tourist destination. Just like you went to the Jeolla region just recently. So you also decided to introduce the region itself by combining the elements of food and travel. And also earlier you mentioned that there was actually a travel group and the event was divided into different parts, especially also tailored to those people who are interested in travel. So tell us a bit more about that part.
Yeah, so KTO, obviously our role is to promote Korea as a travel destination. And we think really, the food is really such a powerful entry point to that. And with so many Australians that they have all tried Korean food here pretty much. Like it's difficult to find someone who hasn't tried Korean food here in Sydney. And so we thought, but as a travel destination, it's not really as top of mind as it should be. And that's where we come in and we want to put that on the radar. So yeah, that's our job to really sort of, use food or different avenues in order to introduce the destination as, for travel. And not just the capital as well. So Seoul is the entry point for a lot of international travelers, especially here from Australia. Everyone will usually arrive in Seoul, but it's important to discover what's beyond the capital, right? And Jeolla, it's such a diverse place, right? It has the Hanok villages in Jeonju. It has, the temple cuisine in the various mountains. It's got the preserved folk village of like Naganupsong and going all the way down south into Yeosu. You've got the harbour and you've got all the amazing seafood and like late night 포장마차 and all that sort of stuff. So there's this whole variety of experiences that are packed into one region. And that was the reason why we sent a bunch of tour operators there as well, because while many people know Seoul and have tour products that go to like Seoul and Busan and maybe even Gyeongju, a lot of them don't know the variety and what Jeolla has to offer and all of that diversity. So, it was really important to highlight Jeolla's food, but also the region with so much culture and so much history behind it. We really wanted to show that it's not just a place to visit, it's a place to experience.
Right, and history is always very much intertwined with the food as well.
Definitely. So it's definitely a place great to get a sneak peek, experience Korea culture and food, of course. And now we want to talk about the Korean wave in Sydney, Australia. How has the popularity of Hallyu been taken there? And also, which aspects specifically is, getting the most attention of these Korean cultural aspects?
Yeah, well, I think the Korean wave is definitely growing here in Australia. We recently had G-Dragon's concert like last month, and the tickets sold out in like minutes. So that was really hard to get tickets because it was so popular. And yeah, just before you had a story about Rosé from Blackpink, and she's Australian. So, her apate was pretty much on our radio waves for quite some time, and I think still is, which is great to see. But also like Korean drama as well. With the popularity of Squid Game, we're seeing so many more Korean dramas that are popping up on streaming platforms like Netflix, which are growing that aspect as well. But I think the biggest entry point here is Korean food, just because it speaks to every demographic here. So yeah, you'll be hard pressed, as I said, to find people that have not tried Korean barbecue or Korean chicken. And there's even fusion restaurants that are popping up everywhere here that sort of give people a more sort of, for those who are not as adventurous to try, some of the seafood or adventurous Korean food, they get introductions to it in fusion food here. So definitely seeing that rising, and fingers crossed we're able to convert that to people traveling to Korea as well and experiencing it firsthand.
It definitely seems like in the past years, a lot of change has been happening in Sydney as well as in Australia in general. But now, Kellie, let's end with some final words on what you hope to achieve through the promotion of the values and charm of the Jeolla-do region, and maybe not just the Jeolla-do region, but Korea, the promotion of Korea to Australians.
Yeah, so I guess our main thing is to inspire curiosity in the destination. So whether that be like a travel agent that's thinking of, really promoting this or saying, hey, what do you think about Korea to their clients, or maybe a foodie that's maybe already been to Korea, but they haven't experienced the Jeolla region. Hoping people will walk away feeling more connected to Korea, whether it's through its food and other experiences like its culture, or really through its warmth of the people as well. So yeah, events like this really help show Korea that it's, again, not just a place to visit, but really a place to experience. And that's just our main goal here.
All right. Thank you very much, Kellie, for taking us and, of course, the local visitors on this tasty trip to the culinary heartland of Korea. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Kellie.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you, Bella. As always, we're going to see you back here tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'll see you back tomorrow.